Yeah, I'm back. Why, oh boy. Friday, Saturday, and today's Sunday. Is it a tank? I don't, I don't even know if I reach halfway yet. But I have okay, so a lot of lessons have been learned so far, And I think I wanted to share a couple of them with you real quick. So, when I envision this, really, what I am doing here should not take me more than half a day at most. But because you're a Rasta reefer, you have a heart for people. And can you imagine this? Yesterday, let me tell you how I planned this thing out. I plan out what time I'm waking up, what time I'm having breakfast, what time I must finish done my tea. You're going to shower. I have it down to a science what time I start in this tank. But, and this is the thing about reefing, you can have the grandest of plans, but sometimes something just come and juke you. What you going to do? So, here I am now, strip down the tank. Look here, people, my life rack is out of the tank, The filtration system is disconnected and gone. Let me see if I can tilt it down and make you can see a little bit more. Yes, I'm going to do it like that. The original concept is gone. But the fish are still in there. They've been in there from last night. When I reached about this point, I said, yes, I get my energy to now set up back the filter, the new filter. My phone ring. You know those calls where when you look on the phone and you see who calling you, you have to grab it fast. It's one of them, it's like a family member. And you call, yes, hello? You want to make sure everything is okay? I got 3 of those last night, back to bomber clock back. When I come off of the phone and I look on my watch, 11 p.m. I'm tired. And I look down on the tank and I said, but Jesus have mercy. I'm not going to sleep tonight. But I was tired and I didn't want to make any mistakes. So I had to switch real quickly into what I call emergency mode. And I asked myself, well, let's think about this. You're not putting back on the old filter, and this is a part of my stubbornness sometimes to achieve the things that I want to achieve. You know how long I'm planning to do this? A long time. You see, the moment I made that decision and I got all the pieces together and I said I am going to start this and finish it and no turning back, I remembered in my mind when I disconnected the filter, I said to myself, you are not going back on this tank. Thank you for your wonderful service. Now I'm going to put you back up as a reserve. And that's when the phone then they start ring. So, some people will say, well, why you never just throw back on the canister filter? Because I already intended in my mind that I wasn't going back. I am only going forward as of here. So I said, no. What else can I do? Well, what would you have done if your filter failed? Don't you have a backup system? And that's exactly what I did. And so, what's happening in the tank now? I have an air stone running. I have my backup power head that's running. I also have the heater, and I'm using the Eheim 150 watt. I think I probably have seen this before. So I have 2 of these. This is the spare one. They haven't come out of the box yet. And the one that I'm going to be now using, that's a brand new heater. So this entire tank, apart from the structure itself, everything is brand new. Everything is brand new on the tank. So, going back to this now. So, I had to think it through, and these are the things that we should probably have a system in place before we buck up on it. So, after I had done this, and another thing I did, because my canopy is off, I had another thing that I had, and this tank really was designed for fresh water, but the person I got it from was using it for salt water. So I got it as a saltwater tank. But of course there are some challenges with it because the canopy here, the structure is made out of metal. And I've coated it over about twice and I still was encountering some rust issues. You probably saw that in one of my previous videos. And so I did something pretty novel, I think, just to sort of help with that. And maybe I'll take off the camera and let you guys see this piece. So what I did here, and I think I put up the tape in, but you can see there's a special gorilla tape that them say work underwater. So I wrapped the frame where I would have seen any of the rust or splashes, salt splashes. I just wrapped the frame with it a couple times around, so it's going to be easy to clean off and stuff, and I shouldn't have any of the salt having any issues with the paint. So yeah, I know, and I'm going to update this tank one day, but I love it. This is my real first full tank here, so in Canada. So yeah, my tank, I'm going to my tanks in Jamaica. So yes, also it's covered. I'm going to tell you the story about that. So again, experiences. So one of the things that, back on the clip, good. I love these little off the cuff videos. So here's what I did. Battery low, I need to plug it in. So give me a second, I'm going to pause it and plug in the phone. Alright, we're plugging and charging. Alright, so a couple things. I'll show you how I just tape that up. I should have just shown you just go look it up. I just use one of the the Gorilla glue, the Gorilla tape then. That's what I use on that to just wrap it. And I'm going to wrap it some more, probably all the way up. But here was good enough because I've never seen anything come this side. So I was doing a lot of updates on the tank as well. So yes, you see covered. So I went into emergency mode. And I already knew in my head that if my main filtration system fails, what do I have right away? And so, you see the wave pump and all that, those are stuff that's going to be installed. I could easily have dropped that in, but when you have a new thing, you want to sort of open it the right way and put it in the right way. So I didn't use a wave pump. So that's going to be installed now, along with the new canister filter being driven by the Core 15. And you're going to see all of that and how I'm going to sort of program it. But going back to the backup plan. So I drop in what is my spare heater, because the canister filter had the built-in, the inline heater. So the Eheim was my spare. This one you see now, because I changed my whole plumbing concept, and I'll talk a little bit about that, why I'm now doing this design, because this was the original concept and I was building on it. But I realized for me to implement the design I really have for this tank, I will never do it, because it was just too much work, too much plumbing for such a small experimental tank. Experimental, if you know what I mean, because I'm really testing a new system here. So anyway, drop the heater in, the cars started to come in. Mind you, what I didn't tell you is that I also started to cook dinner, because I had to plan. I said, okay, this is going to take me 2-3 hours to finish. Let me just prepare the dinner thing first, throw what I have to go into the oven and get that started, so by the time I take a break, food is ready. Not only did my dinner burn up, yesterday, and I get stuck at 11 p.m. here on this, and had to quickly now put all of these concepts together. So I dropped the heater in. I don't trouble the heater in. In fact, let me tell you, because I've had my tank crash on me already because heat, I actually visually checked it. I took out the heater, I looked on it to make sure that the setting had not changed on the dial, and it was set at about 78.5. Just about there, it hadn't touched it, perfect. Drop it in. It's not the first time I'm doing this, Sometimes when I know I'm going to be doing long maintenance and I'm a fisher in the tank, I drop the spare heater in there because, again, the canister filter was the inline one, so once I take the canister offline, the temperature in the tank is going to drop. So I've used that heater all along. So leave it in there now, get in some distractions, the glass cover wasn't on. I'll tell you why I put that on. But catch this now. I'm on a call and I hear a ping on my phone, but you see, I wasn't very conscious of it because it sounded like a text message, so I ignored it until I heard something going off over there. So I'll show you what that is later. But if you have an Apex system and you don't have the display, go get it. You see, my philosophy of having a display was, if the internet goes down, well, I'm fucked. Well, how are you going to access your Apex if you lose internet connectivity? If you can't get into Fusion, how are you going to access your Apex? You ever thought of that? Okay, so I got the display. Not only did I get the display, I set up parameter alarms on it. Now, these alarms have never gone off. This is what you got to understand. I've set up scenarios to protect my tank. And in extreme situations, for instance, if the wattage on my canister changes, there is an alarm that goes off because of that. It has never happened. So I've never heard this alarm. I just know I'm on the phone. I'm like, what the hell is that sound? Where is it coming from? Like, it's coming from over there. Listen to me. It was an over temperature alarm. When I grab up my phone and go in and look on the temperature, it had risen a degree. That means the heater is no longer properly calibrated, so I'm going to have to calibrate that heater. Thank God for the alarm, because I ignored the notification that came to me through Apex Fusion because it was just a ping, and I have other notifications that make that same sound, and because I was on a call with somebody important, I ignored it, so I'll get to it later. But the alarm drew my attention, and that's when I said, whoa, what is? Huh. So fortunately, and this was also my fault. You see, when you're doing, because I'm doing things like this now, when I'm doing the maintenance and I take my canister offline, it's never really a long period of time. But as you can see what happened yesterday, from when I wake up in the morning till literally almost midnight. So here's what caught me. I just typically just drop the heater in there and plug it in because I just trust the thermostat on that heater. It's a brand new heater. So you know what I did? I quickly connected the heater right back to the controller, which was already right beside the tank. Why did I not? Why I go plug it in over here? You know habit? I plug the heater over here instead of into the controller, because the controller is my first level of protection. That alarm was a, look here, if you're sleeping, wake up. So I plugged it back into the controller, and these are the things that catch us sometimes. And yeah, so the tank is here now. So what I'm about to do now is finish it up. I came home from work and I'm going to tell you I'm tired, but I'm not tired. The sun is still outside, so I'm going to carry it to the next level. So the next step is everything is coming out of the tank, including the fish. This is the first time since I put the fish in this tank that they are being moved outside of the tank. I'm not going to use a net. I probably will show you a video of how I catch them. I'm going to bucket them. It's in my method of Rasta reefing. I think about it if it were me. If one alien come catch me and moving me from across the street, do I want him to drag me across the street, or would I like him to gently lift me up and carry me across the street? Well, I would rather the lift up. So I'm going to lift the fish up by bucketing them in water. So I'm not going to net them. I'm going to just sort of corral them and lift them out and put them into another tank that's waiting. So I'm going to have to move my couch, set up the holding area for them, and then move them like that. So I'm not going to net them, I'm not going to let the fish touch any hard surface, is my point. They love water, and I'm going to keep them in water. That decreases the stress of the move and all that I'm going to be doing in the tank, because they're going to be in there a little bit, because I have to also program the flow of the system, and I don't want to experiment with the flow while the fish are in the tank. So you're going to see the power that I'm going to put into the system here. And I want to balance it and get my levels right and then move them over. So I couldn't have them in there and I'm taking them out. So I think what I'm going to do now is just do the like a time lapse thing where you see the thing move fast and maybe I catch some of it. So yeah, here it is now, trying to finish this tank upgrade. Here it finishes up. End of the siphon. Catch it. Woo! Clean up my tank. Right to the base. There's a part I was searching in the tank. You want to start searching for? Him. I knew you were in here. And I couldn't find you. So no drain it, you're going to come out and walk. Ah, boy, I'll never siphon this tank again. Alright, I wasn't going to film this part, and this is why this thing takes so long, because I want to show you guys so many parts of the steps of what I'm going through that you just generally don't see. So welcome to my bathroom. My bathroom is where I do all my water changes, all my filter changes. I'm in a 2-bedroom condo, so what you expect? So everything happens here. I love the bath. The bath gives me so much space to work on this thing. So you saw me, I literally stripped my tank down now. It's empty. I took out all of the crushed coral, and this is why I like particularly crushed coral. And sometimes I've made mistakes with food, and where substrate just don't like our food get really messy. So the whole rebuilding of this tank, I stripped it down, I cleaned all my live rocks. They're still in tank water, aerated, just like how I was very cautious. I made a mistake with the fish. I did stress out my little fox face. I had the right idea, but I should have ushered him a little bit more into the bucket, and I figured it out in the middle of it, and Clowney got a better transfer because of that. The whole objective was not to ever let them get in the net and come out of water. So I never wanted them to have any type of ear contact at all. So that was the whole idea about that. So now you saw me keeping some of that, the water drain from the tank, and that's because I'm going to use that now to really give that crushed coral a really good rinse and stir out and clean that out, because you can't get out everything with the siphon. So now I'm improving the flow significantly in the tank. I don't ever expect to do this again with the design I'm going to do with the substrate, and you'll see it as I go along. So now I'm just going to just show you because how I'm just going to use my little stainless steel and stir it up and clean the crushed coral. Very simple. So this is just one bucket. I showed you before. Light is not so good here. I can't bother bring the light. So this is just one of the buckets I handle the water from the tank. And then I just pour this on it. It's all covered. And sort of like you're mixing a soup, you know what I mean? You know? You just stir it up. Sure. Try to show you on the way to the picture. You get the picture. So that's all I'm doing. Really giving the substrate a really good clean. Trying to maintain, I know that there's a lot of beneficial bacteria here, but I have a lot in my rocks and my biomedia, so I'm going to be watching it very closely. It's risky when you do something like this. You have to try and do it quickly. Don't want to stress out the fish too much. So as soon as I get a big good scrub, I'm going to start putting the water back into the tank. It's going to probably come close to about a 40, maybe a 50% change. 40% is what I'm aiming for. Okay, so that's it. You all are trying to keep up with showing you the videos and moving fast on the tank, but time catching up for me. It's almost 10 o'clock now, and I feel it in my body, so I draw for a carrot. I eat a go on because there's no dinner tonight. I have no time to cook, so I just have to eat some raw veggies and go and burn some ganja. Bless up on yourself, I keep on filming. Alright, see it now we're empty, and I'm going to have to move fast, people. So this is how I have the substrate, which is a mix crushed coral and thing. You can actually see it a lot better now. So I just have it sitting in the tank water. I'm going to just give the tank a quick clean out. As you can see, it is bone dry. Empty. And the reason I'm going to do this now is because you see the space between the tank and the wall. I am now going to be using a 1-inch plumbing. So I need to be able to get the plumbing behind here and up. So empty the tank, and I'm just going to pull the tank forward just a little bit. You can see it's not much. So I just pull it forward and then continue what I'm doing. Lord have mercy. Pull down everything to backside. Boy. Oh, real quick slide. I never show you. So I just had to wrap them in here. So this is where the wraps were. Now it's been just like we have the fish them in. So they've been just in here, just aerating. I'm gonna put them back in. And you can see everybody looking good and happy and comfy and cozy. So that is how everything is. Time to go now, fix it back up. Bucklet. Alright, this is what I call a halfway mark. The tank is empty. I've cleaned it out, wiped down the glass, just getting up the last little specks of my substrate, which was a crushed coral. You can see some pieces there. Yeah, but really just got in and clean up the tank, wipe down the whole base. Now, the last time I did this was probably about maybe 4 years ago, and yeah, it's just this is a sort of me. I love to always sort of come to a point where I just do over the tank, pull it down. So this is the pull down, do over. The tank is empty, as you can see. Nothing is in it. Just some stuff around it, just the base. And now to put it all back together so these guys can come out of their cozy environment and come into brand new Blue Lagoon. Yo, it's what time you said to you don't believe? Look here. It's 11:09 and at 11:09, look here, the whole place still pull down. This is where I'm at 11:09 when the tank is finally clean to my standard, and now I'm going to put back in all the media. Yo, you're gonna see it now, Rasta Reefer. Oh, as a quick note, I'm going to add a few things to the water with the fish are in now. Just to help decrease the stress, I just put some reef effects in there and some of the tap water conditioner. Yeah, actually the setting up of the RODI system is the next step. It's sitting right there beside the door. So yeah, so I'm just putting in, because this one has some aloe vera in it, so just some conditioning just to help the fish to transition. Just chop in my little ear stone for a little bit, make it just go and bubble up while I sort out myself. So this is where we are. We're not really gone too far. We're just now going to continue the aquascape. Yeah. Okay, now that we got some air going back in and I got my live rock and my crushed coral back in the tank, then the next thing is to drop in the heater. This is why I have a second heater. So the main heater is with these babies here in my little tub, and I'm going to drop this one in, raise the temperature of the water. So essentially when I do my water change and these guys go back in, they're going back into literally the ideal temperature, and I'll be using the same probes to measure it. So they're not going to see that big drop in temperature that would typically happen if you were doing a water change this long. Okay, time check. Look, I came in, I have to cook up a little quick sandwich to eat. It's 12:09. And you wonder what this is? A boiling water. A boiling water because I'm doing something that I hope, well, I shouldn't even show now because somebody might follow me. But I have a piece of rock. A piece of rock that I had before, and now I'm steaming it because I had it put down and I thought to myself I was going to use it one day, and so now it's time to just steam him, have a quick sandwich. 12:09. You know, in times like these I like simplicity, and I have to go back to the fish and live rock only tank. You know, there's a lot of people that don't like that idea and think that is some sort of a less of a thing to do with a marine tank. But I say have fun with it, play with it, create different scapes. If you don't want the complexities of dealing with corals, especially now that we have COVID and we can't get all the things that we really want, go back to a simple tank. So this is now back to a fish. This actually is this is the tank that my friend gave to me. with literally these type of plants in there. So he just gave me with all of these freshwater plants. And I said, you know what? It sort of had an interesting dynamic. And if you saw the tank I did at Pisces the other day, you'll see that, you know, this is sort of a way that people can go with a fish and live rock on the tank. You just do something interesting, use these plants. Now, all of these plants have been boiled, triple boiled in hot, scorching water, boiled, so that they are soft. Again, these are from the original designs. I had these and I put them up. So I've now brought them back out as a commemoration of old versus meets new, I should say. Okay guys, it's 2 o'clock and I'm really pooped. So I shut down. What time is it? Yeah, it's 2 o'clock. So I've shut down. Babies are gonna sleep in this tonight. I've increased the air, covered it up, it's really dark. Temperature is solid because it's connected to the controller. So they're fine. I'll finish my conditioning of my tank water tomorrow and the rest of the aquascaping, and then hopefully I get to the plumbing and finish this project. So this is Raslan the Rasta Reefer saying good night.